Warning, the podcast you're about to hear has a unique conservative perspective and may be politically incorrect, containing some controversy in its message. This episode may speak out against liberalism, socialism, the dark state, and religious organizations. It is possible that evil in politics, education, law, society, and religion will be discussed and exposed. However, we believe this podcast adds truth and value to a mature, disenfranchised audience who may be tired of apostate religions and wicked world systems. Listeners who are easily offended, overly sensitive, or have progressive leanings sympathetic to the topics we expose should be forewarned not to listen any further. We thank both those who choose to listen as well as those who choose not to listen. You've been warned.
Over the gal.
And now, let us get on with the show.
Rude.
Wow. Wow, that hurt, man. It is the autumnal equinox.
Yeah, well, it's Freedom Friday, and today's date is March 22nd, 2019.
It's the day of the equal night. 12 hours day, 12-hour night. And we have a super duper moon, too.
Yep.
Occurring within hours of the autumnal equinox. Yeah. That means it's the end of the world, folks, by 9 o'clock tonight. Which really disappoints me because I don't think I'm going to get the show up by then.
It's March.
Let's see what else. Man, we got some horrible stories here today. I don't even have a title for the show. I'll have to pick one up later as I get disgusted with this stuff. Mm-hmm. My goodness. I do know that we're rounding around the corner where this whole thing's going to collapse.
Yep.
You know, whether I'm alive for that or not, I don't know. You know, I'm kind of an old dude. But, man, we're right around the corner of societal collapse, civilizational collapse, the collapse of Rome, right? Mm-hmm. The beast who had a deadly wound, but still is going,
Yes.
Who can make war with the beast?
Exactly.
It's about the collapse. I'll tell you who can make war with the beast. The Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Son of the Most High God.
Amen. Ha ha. Yeah. Yeah.
You suck, Lucy.
Yep.
You suck.
You suck wind.
Yeah. Okay, man. You have a scripture? You want to just go?
I think we should just go. But first of all, I wanted to wish Marissa a happy birthday. It was yesterday, but I thought I'd mention it to her on the air.
Marissa, who we know as Mary. Mm-hmm. Mary, Mary, happy birthday to you.
Amen.
Right? What is she, like 19?
No.
I think she's just a kid. Okay, well, happy birthday, Marisa, Mari. I want to thank everybody for sending in stories to me. I really appreciate it. And just, I try to keep it, like an hour or so. There's so much stuff that I can't get to that's, like, really good. But I appreciate you guys sending stuff in, man. I use a lot of it, and it's just, like, stuff I'm not seeing, on my feeds and stuff like that, All right? So I thank you. Keep that up. Very mucho. And did everybody go buy Why Don't You Look Into Jesus on your favorite online digital download platform?
I hope so.
Amazon. You can stream it on Spotify. I hope you like Mesquite Cafe on Spotify. Become a fan, and let's see, Amazon, iTunes, everywhere. I mean, I don't have to mention it. So why don't you look into Jesus? Go ahead, buy it, download it, put it on your phone, play it for your high school reunion, man. See what happens. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. Okay. First story. This is sickening. This is in Baltimore Sun.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Yep. We're turning the curb there to the collapse because we cannot continue like this.
No.
Before it all collapsed. I mean, and we're just talking today, we're talking about these behaviors, these crazy demonic behaviors. But there's a whole lot more to it. There's the sky is falling. There's weird things going on in the heavens, man.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly. I don't know if you guys follow these things. I think I've mentioned him before. It's Mr. MB333, I believe, on YouTube. And he's one of these watcher guys, sky, he watches the sky and stuff. But, man, lately, over the past few months, people just sending him these photos of strange phenomena.
Yeah. Ooh. Amazing photos.
They're amazing. And when you see, and there's like pictures taken from like your own backyard. I mean, there's people who live in your state or community. There's a lot of pictures from California where we used to live. And there's things that are just, and I'm not talking just blinky lights in the sky. I'm talking just very, very strange.
Formations in the clouds,
Yes.
Lights, colors, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like pink skies, gold skies, weird. There's just a lot of signs in the heavens. The sun, we're going through that we've entered into a grand solar minimum, which is a 400-year cycle. The sun cycles every 11 years. And then in the bigger picture, there's a 400 cycle. That's a grand solar minimum. That's why it's so friggin' cold. Today is the first day of spring. March
21st was.
21st is the first day of spring. But half the nation is still under snow. Nebraska's underwater. Right here in Utah, southern Utah, in the higher elevations, it's still snowing. There's still snow on the peaks in my backyard, looking out in the mountains. It's cold because there's a grand solar minimum. The sun has ceased activity, and it's a cycle that happens. Even the Bible says the sun will become black as sackcloth, and the moon blood is red. We always get this stuff about an eclipse and all this stuff, and I think that's all that has to be added to it, because the scriptures just simply say it's going to be black as sackcloth and blood is red. But it's going through a minimum, and we're going to see cold, food shortages, crop loss. You're going to see a lot of economic collapse. It's coming. So whether we survive that and we're still here living before the return of the Lord, or we die, the Lord takes us home, it doesn't really matter, because it is happening. It really is. It's happening. And so today we're going to talk about the aspect of behavior, but there's so much more going on.
I know. It's actually unfolding before our eyes.
It really is. We are living in this really last time generation where we are seeing so much of the fulfillment of real life prophecy. And what these stories will show too is these demonic hordes that are just loosed upon the earth. Yeah. And everything's a lie, folks. Have you noticed this? Everything's a big lie. Everything you were taught, everything you believe, it's just a lie. Even stuff that you just take for granted. You have to think, well, I don't know if that's really true or not. Just because they say that's the way it is doesn't mean, and it's usually to, hide the Most High God. It's usually to prevent people from seeing
Him,
the way out. And there is only one way out. Your nature has to be changed through the Spirit of Christ. That's the only way out. Once He changes that nature and you become a new creature, you're no longer stuck with that hybridization of the fallen angel and Nephilim. You're no longer that.
That's right.
Creature that's born, into sin. You can get a new nature, and that's your way out, right? That's your way to pass this prison planet probation. All right, and that's just the truth. Okay, the police in Baltimore say that this woman, unknown woman, came to a playground and she struck up a conversation with, drum roll please, an 11-year-old boy. He's not 10. He's not 12. Uh-oh. Somebody's angry.
Oh, somebody's angry, my friend.
Yeah, somebody.
All right, look.
Yeah. I heard a little dog next door barking.
Yes, and she's usually the
instigator.
yeah.
She's so cute.
Lucky.
11-year-old boy. And then she shoots him in the face. Yeah. So, with these...
No, for no reason whatsoever except that's what she felt she needed to do.
Yeah. And I haven't heard or read a follow-up story on this. I still don't know what...
Yeah.
What it was just outside of a demonic, behavior. I wouldn't doubt if at some point, she would say that's what the voices told me, or something in her
Well, you
head.
see a picture of her. Oh my Lord!
Oh my God, that's
Looks
one.
horrid.
Yeah, it's like
Scary.
it's
I
like
can't
it's
look
like
at it.
my good friend Juan Montero says. That's one fugly lady. Yeah. A Baltimore woman walked onto a Cherry Hill playground late Thursday afternoon. She struck up a conversation with a little 11-year-old boy she didn't even know. And then she opened fire on the boy and his mother. The suspect is 31 years old, and she's been charged with several counts of attempted murder. And what the police say is that she started talking with the 11-year-old boy, 11. And a short time later, she then pulls out a handgun and she shoots both the kid and the mom. The police don't know why. There was a bunch of other kids around the playground when this happened, and the motive's unknown.
Mm-hmm. And she shot him in the hand and in the head.
Yeah.
And then she shot his mother in the upper body somewhere.
Wow. Now, the victim is a 5th grade student, and the teachers described the boy as a very quiet student. He does not cause trouble. Yeah.
That's
so,
sad.
as of this writing, he was in critical condition in the hospital.
And can you imagine just the trauma? I mean,
Oh, gosh. Yeah. They're hoping that he's going to pull through, whatever.
Yeah, we pray that he does. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So the police say that the attack took place just before 6 p.m. 6 p.m. The boy was shot in the, like you said, in the hand and in the head, and the mother was shot in the upper body. He's listed as critical but stable, and his mother was listed as stable as of Friday morning.
Bless their hearts.
Ooh, wow.
Scary stuff, man.
Yeah, yep.
Of course, a lot of the people that witnessed it or were there, it's like, we're not going to this park anymore.
No, it sounds like a pretty,
Well,
like
that's
they've had
where-
shootings there before.
But that would be scary, especially because there was real no motive.
No. Like
So
one
you don't wanna
person
take
says
your
a
kid
play.
there.
Yeah. I mean, come on. One person says a playground, that's the last place you'd think something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's more violence happening in churches, too.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be a place of sanctuary in a church or whatever. Not no more. Because demons do not care.
Yeah.
Do not care. So obviously, this person who shot this kid and the mother, this is just not normal criminal behavior. There's no motive there. There's no anger. There's no, I'm going to get you back for this or that. There's none of that usual stuff that people commit crimes. This is just demonic. This is the demonization of a flesh suit. This is a human who has lost all ability to withstand a demonic takeover. They have no walls, see, because of the lifestyle, because of the rejection of truth and all this stuff. It could be through drugs. It could be through addictions. It could be through television. It could be through video games. It could be there's anything that's not of God, see, and then it just tears down those walls.
Well,
And now-
like we were saying, there's a breach.
Yes, a big breach right now.
Spiritual breach. And I remember it takes me back to when we were on vacation where that Indian man was just sitting there looking at you. And I saw the hate in his eyes, and I just felt in my spirit that what basically the message there was, my hands are tied right now, but eventually. He was like waiting for this moment.
Yeah, if he could have jumped up and attacked me, he would have.
But now is their time. And now is the time of darkness upon this land.
And folks, Christians, and you're probably one of them, if you're listening here, are getting attacked in your sleep. I mean, we haven't got attacked physically, but, in your sleep, my pet, the one that was just barking, got attacked. They took her to the groomer, and the groomer discovered a large
Mass.
cyst, and a big old. It was a demonic looking thing on her tail that was hidden under the fur. And so we took her to the vet and everything, and the vet didn't know what it was. Never seen anything like it. I took pictures of it, and it had like a face. It had faces on it. It had holes in it. And
3. 3 holes.
Yeah, 3 holes. And subcutaneous liquid was. It was just gross.
It was nasty.
And they didn't know what it was. Well, the vet gave some antibiotics and some lotion. Didn't know, and they took a biopsy to see if it was cancerous. And she kind of had the Dear John talk with me, like, your dog's probably going to die. And but what it turned out to be is what they call a epidermal cyst or something like that. Blah 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 blah. That's what they think. That's what it was. But we prayed over her, and when we discovered it, we said, you demons are not going to attach to our property. Because we belong to God. We belong to the Most High, and everything under us that we cover belongs to Him also. And we rebuked that thing. And within, honest, Ms. KAPOW, wouldn't you say within a day, the next day, it already shrunk, quit oozing, and now it's a lot.
And she doesn't stink.
No,
Because
she doesn't
remember, for a while there, sometimes we'd get this whiff, and it's like, what is that smell?
Yeah.
And it was coming from her, but we didn't know what was causing it.
Yeah.
And after we prayed and, and the cyst was starting to go away, the smell was gone.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm telling you, some of you might think, well, it's antibiotics or some lotion, but that doesn't happen within 12-hour period.
No.
Medicine doesn't work that quick in a 12-hour period. It was prayer. And that thing shrunk. And, the other thing, the side note is the dog all of a sudden already has more energy she's ever had. Yeah. She's running around like a crazy dog.
Like a little puppy.
Yeah, like a puppy. She's running everywhere. We go for a walk. She's running me. She's insane. I told the vet that. She was like, I don't know what I did. But, well, you didn't do anything. So anyway, and then with me, I told you about the coughing. Well, we had to rebuke that thing and get rid of it because that's demonic attacking me. I'm getting several emails from people that are getting demonically attacked.
Yeah.
With sickness and weird things going on at night in their sleep because the breaches, it's not you. It's just they're out there and they're strong and they're making war on the saints. So you can imagine if you don't have the walls, what's going to happen? Yeah. All right, Ms. KAPOW, enough preaching here. Next story.
Next story.
Here's the number 11 again. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
And another little boy.
Yeah. So go download 1133 Blues and play that, and you'll understand what we're talking about here. There's a boy who's 11 years old. Like you said, Ms. KAPOW, another 11-year-old boy. But this time he's on the other end. He's charged with murder.
Yep.
After a double shooting in New Hampshire. He killed a 50-year-old woman and left her husband, who was 48, in critical condition.
Wow. So sad.
Isn't that terrible? An 11-year-old boy has been taken into custody, charged with murder in a deadly shooting that left one dead and another critically injured. Once again, no motivation. They don't know why. New Hampshire Attorney General's office revealed that Lizette Eckert, she was 50 years old, was found dead in her home, suffering a fatal gunshot wound. Yeah, police had responded to the address about 7:30 in the morning. When they arrived, they found her husband, James Eckert, 48, was alive but suffered multiple gunshot wounds. He went to a hospital. He remains in critical condition. 11-year-old male suspect, a little kid, was arrested 2 hours later. He was hiding in the woods. Now, apparently, these are adopted children. There's a picture of this family. They look like a very normal family. In fact, they all have matching shirts that say Kennedy family. Very cute. And it's a family photo, and it says, that there's two adopted boys. There looks like they have a teenage daughter, and then there's these 2 adopted boys.
Jiminy.
Yeah. So that's why they I guess that's why the headline didn't say mom. I don't know. But the kid was hiding in a wooded area behind the house, and the pictures, it's all snowy too. So It's snowing. He was charged with one juvenile count of reckless second-degree murder and then another count of attempted murder. State and local police said they couldn't comment on the identity of the kid, but, however, the couple do have 3 children, and 2 of them are adopted sons. So you do the math.
Yeah.
And it's not clear whether either of the 2 boys are responsible for the shooting, but because of the suspect's age, they think it's one of the kids.
Oh, wow.
Of course, there's no information. They're keeping, tight-lipped. They don't know if he had the gun or why. They don't know why he did it. But I mean, he's 11 years old. Now, you've seen some of this, these video games and stuff, man, these kids are into, man. And it's like, you talk about desensitizing. Man, you just could shoot all day long and kill. And I mean, you actually get your skills up using them too. But it really is, it's kind of like a big video game to pull that trigger. Because I'm sure all the anti-gun people are going to use the story to try to take guns out of the house.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the gun who did it. The gun didn't just wake up and say, I'm going to go kill this lady. It was the kid behind the gun.
Right.
And I read somewhere where the gun was in the car or something. He went and got it. I don't know. But you got guns and you got kids. You gotta lock them up.
Yeah, you've got to be responsible.
Yeah, you got to lock them up. I mean the kids, not the guns. The guns could lay around the house. You got to lock around the stupid kids so they don't mess with your crap. That's my take on it. But anyway, lock the kid. Get rid of the kids, man. Get rid of the kids. Enjoy your life. Have your guns.
Oh, that's funny.
This one's disgusting. They're all disgusting. That's why we do Freedom Friday. Should I take a short break to come back for disgusting number 2?
Yes.
Let's do that. Okay.
How many of you remember the story contained in the book of Acts, chapter 19, where there were 7 sons of Sceva, and they were trying to cast out a demon because they saw the Apostle Paul doing great miracles through God. So they tried to do the same thing. So they go up to this guy who's demon-possessed, and they say, we adjure you by this Jesus whom Paul preaches to come out. Yeah. And guess what the evil spirit did? The evil spirit answered them and said to them, hey, I recognize Jesus and I know about Paul, but who are you? And guess what? The man that had the demons jumped on him, beat the heck out of him, subdued him, overpowered him, and they literally fled out of the house naked and wounded. Wow. Guess why? Guess why? Because they did not go to Amazon.com and buy Demons in My Marriage Bed, a true story of spiritual warfare. The book is not about you being married or single. The book is about dealing with demonic forces, and you need to know how to do that today more than you ever have for your own life and for those around you. The book is a training manual, and there's training in there that will teach you how not to be the sons of Sceva and get beat up by demons. It will give you the tools for you to be recognized by them, because they'll know that you're exercising the authority that is given to you through Christ. You need to get this book.
Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer.
Now,
Back.
we're back.
Wow.
Okay, this is, we don't have an 11 in this story. I'm surprised. But check this one out, guys. This goes way beyond. All these stories are going beyond just regular criminal stuff. I mean, or regular heinous crime. And this is demonic. This is horror movie terror. This kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the headline: Man who killed and dismembered a 14-year-old girl.
Excuse me.
Excuse you, man. As part of a murder rape fantasy he shared with the victim's adopted mother.
Yeah. Read that again.
Man who killed and dismembered 14-year-old girl as part of a murder rape fantasy he shared with the victim's adopted mother. So you have a woman, Oh, and this is where it gets weird. Because the picture of this woman, this adopted mother,
I know. Nasty.
has a beard. It's clearly a man. It's a man that has self-identified as a woman and adopted a girl, a 14-year-old girl, and had a fantasy of rape. And this man dressed like a woman, boyfriend, shared that. You know what I'm saying? Jacob Sullivan, 46, is the man who looks like a man, right? Mm-hmm. He pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, rape of a child, kidnapping, abuse of a corpse.
Nasty.
You know why? You know why he would plead guilty? There's only one reason why he would plead guilty: to avoid the death sentence. The victim's adoptive mother calls itself Sarah Packer, 45 years old. But I want you to go to our Fifth Hook Media page or look this story up yourself. It's on Mail Online, dailymail.com. Dailymail.com. And look at this picture. It's a dude. He's got a beard.
Yeah.
Sarah Packer, 44. What?
Blah, blah,
Yeah, I
blah.
know. Pleaded guilty to plotting the crime along with Sullivan and then watching him violate this 14-year-old girl whose name was Grace. Wow. This thing, Sarah, watched as her boyfriend punched Grace in the face, stripped her of her pajamas, and raped her.
Dear God, no.
She was drugged and left to die in the attic. And then they strangled her. And then they stored her remains in a box filled with cat litter and hid it in the attic. And then later went and dismembered it and dumping it in the woods. Yeah. So this 14-year-old adopted girl was just trash. Just trash to them. Oh, man. So the prosecutor, this happened in Pennsylvania. The prosecutors called for this man to be put to death. See, that's why he pleaded guilty, to avoid the death penalty. But the prosecutor was calling for a death penalty. And after he killed and dismembered his girlfriend's daughter, as part of a rape murder fantasy the couple shared.
Just disgusting.
She shared it
Absolutely
with this.
disgusting.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. This goes way beyond. I mean, it'd be bad enough if this woman, quote unquote, had a boyfriend who raped her daughter, adopted daughter. That'd be bad enough. But they shared in the rape murder fantasy.
Yeah. how
I'm
could
sure
you even
the reason
think
why this
something
thing
like that?
adopted the kid was to do this.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Makes you wonder now
Oh, God, yeah.
about these things.
Jacob Sullivan pleaded guilty last week. Raping, drugging, gagging, eventually strangling this 14-year-old girl
Bless her heart.
in the attic. Oh, God, they have a picture of this attic. I mean, this is something out of a horror movie,
I know,
man.
it's nasty.
I can't imagine this girl's last days. I just can't imagine. No movie, I mean, could the terror, the horror that this human being experienced with the hands of these two demoniacs.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Yeah. Well, this adoptive mother, Sarah Packer, with a beard. I mean, it's a nice chunk of beard that she's got growing on her chin, folks.
It's just not fuzzy. It's like, it's very noticeable.
And it's a big man face. The head is huge. The neck is huge. It looks like it's a dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This thing was found to have plotted the crime along with Sullivan, watching him violate and then kill her daughter in a heinous 12 hours of torture. Now, it gets worse. I know. How can it get worse? Here's how it gets worse. This thing, this Sarah thing, is a former foster parent.
Gosh.
Oh, so you're going, what? It had foster children? Before that, now you think this thing just woke up one day and says, I got a fantasy to have to sit and watch a man rape and murder my daughter? You think it just woke up one day with that? Or do you think it'd been doing stuff to these foster kids all along?
Oh, yeah. I've always been really suspicious about foster
I know.
parent program.
There's good people and there's bad
Oh, yeah.
people.
But it's designed to make things easy for the bad ones.
Well, yeah, a pedophile and a weirdo's going to go where the candy is, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to go to the candy store to steal the candy. Okay, so now you're going, oh my God, it's gotten worse. She's a former foster parent. Stop, Brother KAPOW. No, I'm going to give you even some more.
Blech.
You ready for this?
Fuchi.
She used to be a county adoption supervisor.
Oh, Lord.
She was knee deep into foster parenting and adoptions. A quote unquote woman who had a fantasy to see her kid raped and murdered.
Yeah, and what does that say about this organization, too?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this thing pleaded guilty in exchange
They shouldn't
for a
even-
life sentence.
They shouldn't even give her that privilege.
No, she should be shot in the face, and so should he. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You wouldn't have this crap if you had the law. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There's a reason why God said you don't let these things roam around in your society.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they just keep doing. They're demonized. These are hybrid Nephilim. These are humans who don't have any filter, and so they're totally taken over. And now we live in a place and a time and a society that they're all around you,
Yeah.
and the law is not going to protect you.
Nope. Because the law is allowing this kind of behavior.
Oh yeah, half of them are probably the judges like getting off on this. She's scheduled. I hate to call her a she. It is scheduled to testify at Sullivan's penalty hearing. So that's how she got off the death penalty, by testifying against her boyfriend. So that's just a beautiful person all the way around. Then they got a picture of this 14-year-old Grace, and she just looks like a sweet little 14-year-old girl who's now
sad.
dead, but not just dead, tortured. Yeah. Well, she fought for her life for the last 12 hours. The DA says, she's thinking, will she live? Will she die? Will she be murdered? So she fought to break the ties that bound her. She was fighting for her very life. They had tied her up. They had raped her and tied her up, or this guy did, while this adopted mother watched. And so she freed herself from some of the zip ties that were binding her wrist and feet. And she was gagged, and she spit out the gag over her mouth. So she was trying to escape. So she got that far. But then this Sullivan guy returned to the basement and saw that she was trying to get away, and so he strangles her.
Wow.
So her reward for breaking her bonds were death, said the DA. He described the couple's crimes as awful, unspeakable, and heinous. The DA told the jury he will be asking them to impose a death penalty on Sullivan. They decided together that Grace was not worth the air she breathed, he said.
Wow.
Sullivan made Grace Packer's last 24 hours of life a hell on earth. Yeah, literally. So, but a lot of the guys, Sullivan's lawyer, Jack Fagan, asked jurors to spare Sullivan's life. Yeah, let's spare this guy. Let's feed him in prison. Let's spare him. Saying he should get the same sentence as Sarah Packer, as she was an equal party to the crime. Yeah, no, let's not spare him or her. She should die too. But see, the reason why she's not going to die is because she pleaded guilty in exchange of life, and then to provide state evidence against him.
Wow.
Because demons are selfish.
Yeah, they're all about self-preservation.
Yeah. So this guy's attorney says that Packer was controlling and manipulative, hated Grace long before she met Sullivan online in 2013, and masterminded the plot to rape and kill her. Sarah Packer was a driving factor in the intent, the planning, the execution of what happened to her daughter. Yeah. The defense plans to call Packer as a witness. Yeah, but you know who did it? He did it.
Mm-hmm.
She watched. Mm-hmm. She planned it. He did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So this case has raised, like you said, Ms. KAPOW, questions of the state's child protection services.
Yeah, definitely. Should anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. He and Sarah Packer brought Grace to a home they were renting in July 2016 to indulge in a murder-rape fantasy they shared. They had meticulously planned. They just didn't wake up one day, or they had too much meth and they decided, let's get stupid, which is bad enough. They planned this. They planned to rape and kill this kid.
Yeah.
Who one adopted. Sarah watched as her boyfriend punched Grace in the face, stripped her of her pajamas, and raped her. They then fed the helpless teenager a cocktail of sleeping pills before tying her up and leaving her in a sweltering, airless attic to die. After strangling her, the couple stored her remains in a box filled with cat litter in the attic. 3 days later, Sarah reported Grace missing to the police, and they told officers she had stolen $300 from her purse and ran away. So the police say she promised to drop a photo of Grace off at the station to help with their search, but she never did. Mm-hmm. So don't you find that strange that a mother would say, my daughter ran away, and then say, well, give us a photo. And then you never follow up? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So when they arrived at the rented address Sarah had given her, they found the home empty. Detective Cindy Pettinato told the court how she left the 44-year-old an angry voice message demanding to know why she hadn't told the police she was moving. Spooked by the visit, they say the couple scrambled desperately to dispose of Grace's body.
Wow.
See, they didn't want the cops snooping around there, but she was stupid and forgot to give them a photo. Had she done that, they may have never discovered this, see? Because they would have thought she really ran away. The couple hacked off the kid's limbs, drove her dismembered remains to some area, and they poured drain cleaner over her face. They dumped her in the woods.
Jeez.
Just like trash, folks.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Dear Lord.
Yeah, just like trash. Unbelievable. Here's another picture. I don't know if you got this far down the story. There's another picture of this Sarah thing.
Yes.
It's clearly a man.
Oh, I know. And her beard or her facial hair looks even thicker in that picture.
It's clearly a man. It's not like a woman transitioning to a man.
No.
It's a man.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, but we can't discriminate against transgenders or nothing like that. They want to adopt children. Just let them, nothing wrong with them. They're retarded. Mm-hmm. That's why they're demon-possessed retarded. That's why they do what they do. Oh, my God.
Sad.
Good Lord in heaven. Oh.
Yeah, and it just makes me sick to think this is just one story.
Yeah.
Right now there are things like that happening to other children and animals and people.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Well,
So
this proves it.
me, you know?
I know. This proves it right here. Sarah, this man thing, and her former husband, David Packer, adopted Grace and her brother. So there's a little boy in here somewhere in 2007. Now, check this out. The couple cared for dozens of foster children.
Oh, God.
Before David Packer, her ex-husband, was arrested in 2010 and sent to prison for why? Sexually assaulting Grace and a 15-year-old foster daughter at their home.
See? Wow.
She's been involved in this crap for years. Years. And she was allowed to adopt. She was allowed to have foster children.
See, that's just not right.
And it's a transgendered man. You stupid ass people in Northampton County. You are idiots.
But see, there's a lot more people that should be held accountable to this for allowing them to continue.
Absolutely. Sarah Packer lost her job as a Northampton County adoption supervisor in 2010, and she was barred from taking any more foster children. You know why she lost her job? Because her husband went to prison for sexually assaulting this 14. Well, at the time she wasn't 14. I don't know how old. She must have been 10 or lower or younger, and another 15-year-old foster kid.
That's terrible.
The Pennsylvania Department, brain surgeons that they are, of Human Services launched an investigation after Grace Packer's murder.
Jeez.
But its findings have not been made public. We don't know what to do. We need a committee. We're Pennsylvania Department of Public Services. We need to form a committee. You freaking stupid people.
I know it.
Stupid, idiotic morons.
Amen. That's for sure.
God, that just ticks me off to no end. How these bureaucrats are just worthless.
Yeah. But they're just as responsible. I'm sorry. But
Man, that just gets my goat. That just,
yeah.
my gosh, that is like, I mean,
There's
it's one
no
thing.
advocates for the children.
No.
You know what I mean?
And no sense, no wisdom, no logic. You know what I mean? Because,
Just lust.
yeah.
all.
And even though the county people say, well, they're not demon possessed, they don't have any wisdom of God. They have no common sense. What the heck's wrong with you? You can look at this thing and tell it's a man trying to be a woman that has a beard, and you're going to let it have children? Because there's nothing wrong with that? Because it's not mentally deranged?
Disgusting.
Stupid. Speaking of stupid, this is funny stupid. It's sad but funny stupid. And no kids got hurt in this. So that's what makes it good. No kids or dogs got hurt, only a dumb person. This is in China. It's from the South China Morning Post. The headlines ring, Chinese woman narrowly escapes death after homemade IV drip of fruit juice. I kid you not. Injection of liquid from more than 20 kinds of fruit causes severe infection in liver, kidney, and heart damage.
Gee.
Here's what she said. I thought fresh fruits were nutritious and it would do no harm. Yes, if you drink it or eat it. In moderation. Zing. You don't, and it's a homemade IV, Miss KAPOW.
I know. Good
Oh.
night. Can you imagine all the infection and
I don't even know how you do that. How does somebody make a homemade intravenous drip? How? Did she go on YouTube and learn to do this?
It's a good question. I don't know, Jerry.
A woman in central China was so keen on staying healthy. Now remember, she wasn't even sick. She was so keen on staying healthy that she injected the juice of 20 types of fruit. God, it sounds like a commercial. Get our new IV drip system with 20 types of fruit. She almost paid for it with her life. Oh, good night. So she's still around breathing air. That's a good. That's great.
Well,
That's
that one she
great.
can perfect it.
Yeah. She should come over here to the States and run for Congress. She's perfect. Just perfect. Grow a beard. She's 51 years old.
Wow.
51. They call her Xing from Guiyang County in Jiangsu, Hunan Province. She developed an intense
An interest.
interest in unconventional health treatments. I see demons all over this.
Yeah.
Who develops an interest in unconventional health treatments where you go this far unless you're being driven by demonic spirits?
Yeah, especially because you're not sick.
Yeah. It's what is that? It's a lust for health. On a whim, on February 22nd, just on a whim, while apparently in good health, idiot Zhang made a juice from more than 20 kinds of fruit because they were good for me. I thought they were good for me. And she gave herself an intravenous infusion by drip. I still don't know how you do that.
I don't either.
Where do you take a ballpoint pen, take the ink out, stick it into your vein? What do? You use a douche bag filled with fruit juice? What do you do?
I don't know.
I'm upset.
That's a good question.
Despite feeling itchy and having a rising temperature.
Yeah, see?
She-
Infection, right?
Yes, sepsis.
And then she didn't do anything about that.
No. They do that. Oh, and guess what? There's another brain surgeon in the house, her husband. The 50-year-old brain surgeon, Zing, has a husband. But that night, her husband noticed her discomfort. You mean you didn't notice? You didn't notice that she had an IV in her arm made from a ballpoint pen in a douche bag? Huh?
No.
He found out about the infusion. She was taken to the county hospital. Yeah. She was admitted to intensive care. The attending doctor said that she had a severe infection,
Yeah, see? There you go.
damage to her liver, kidney, and heart.
Most of her major function.
Yeah.
More organs, right?
She was having multiple organ failure and sepsis. The doctors cleansed her blood using dialysis, injected clotting agents, gave her antibiotics, and she's improved now. She's been transferred to a kidney unit.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure she's got permanent damage. And here's what she says. Here's what Zing says. Here's what the brain surgeon says. I had thought fresh fruits were very nutritious, and it would not do me harm by injecting them into my body. That's a quote. Mm-hmm. And then she said, I had no idea what would get me into so much trouble. The doctor warned of health practices that lack scientific basis and said injecting into a vein could cause liver and kidney damage or even death. I didn't know that. The news prompted amazement on social media. Well, see, that's good because that means there's still humans out there that are just shaking their head going, huh?
Yeah, one being a nutritionist in Beijing, and she said that some fruits were good for vein health, but they should never be injected into the vein.
They should be eaten or, you can probably drink the juice of it.
Yeah.
In moderation. That's good for vein health, but not injecting it. One person commented, she who knows not, fears not. I admire her courage as well as her intelligence.
Yeah, that's a dum-dum.
That has to be snarky. It has to be. Because if it's not,
Dum-dum.
dum-dum. Anyway, here's others had the same question I did. How she had acquired a catheter and drip to conduct the procedure. Huh. I mean, someone...
Yeah, but read what that other person wrote. She says here, she is really someone who knows how to conduct intravenous injection and is brave enough to do it. Luckily, her husband knows better. I am happy she survived.
Okay, these sound like robots doing these. If these are real comments, these people are idiots. I'm happy she survived. She's brave. There's no stupid in there. There's only brave.
Mm-hmm.
No stupid. That's kind of like what was it, Chastity Bono? Mm-hmm. When she came out as this man thing. And Oprah and everybody, he's so brave.
Uh-huh.
She's so brave. He's so brave for doing. That's not brave. It's called mental retardation. You're weird. Good Lord. I can't take it no more. My blood pressure's up. My blood pressure is up.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's it for the articles.
That's it.
That's it.
We're
Legit.
done.
We're done.
I can't think of anything worse.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Bless the Lord. Well, the stories about with the kids and stuff that bother.
Oh, that's crazy. That's just way over the top. All right.
All right, everybody.
Good night.
Ciao, baby.
Sipping whiskey from a paper cup. You drown your sorrows till you can't stand up. Take a look at what you've done to yourself. Why don't you put the bottle back on the shelf? Yellow finger from your cigarette. Your hands are shaking while your body's wet. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. Work all night, you sleep all day. You take your money, throw it all away. You say you're gonna be a superstar, but you never hung around enough to find out who you really are. Gonorrhea on Valentine's Day. You're still looking for the perfect day. You think rock and roll will set you free, honey? You'll be dead before you're 33. Shooting junk till you're half insane. A broken needle in your purple vein. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. He got the answer. Work all night, you sleep all day. You take your money, throw it all away. You say you're gonna be a superstar, but you never hung around enough to find out who you really are. He got the answer. Hey! Think back until you were a child. Your soul was free, your heart ran wild. Each day was different, life was a thrill. You knew tomorrow would be better still. Things have changed, you're much older now. If you're